Hey guys, Steve Welch here with Beeman Toyota. So I get this question a lot, so I wanted to go ahead and answer the question for you guys just because I think it's important to kind of know. So a lot of people like to entertain whether they're going to do a purchase or whether they're going to do a lease on a vehicle. And the most common thing that people are worried about on a lease, and you should be, is, well, what if I go over miles? What if I put like a few extra miles on? Now, Toyota charges 15 cents a mile, right? But there's some manufacturers out there that charge 25 cents a mile or even more whenever you go over the mileage that you agreed to, right? So now I had a very, very oddball kind of a situation with one customer who leased a car and then ended up using it for Uber and Lyft, right? And they were doing all the rideshare stuff. And, you know, I'm sure all the other stuff that you can drive your car for. So he had a leased car that, you know, a couple months into leasing it, he started doing that. And he came back at the end of the lease and had 212,000 miles on a lease that was a 36,000 mile lease. He was, yeah, I mean, it was crazy, right? So if you added up the miles, it actually would have cost more to pay the miles than what it would have cost to buy the rest of the car. So obviously he just bought the rest of the car. I mean, it was like 16,000 for the rest of the car, but the mileage, I mean, we can do the math on it, but I think the miles was like 26,000 or something like that. So you paid the lesser of the two in that particular case. But what a lot of people don't think about is, you know, if you're planning to buy the car out at the end of the lease, then the mileage won't hurt you. They're not going to charge you the mileage at the end of the lease if you buy it out, because you own the rest of the car. There's no reason to get charged the rest of the miles. Now, some cars have equity at the end of a lease, and like, you know, like say a Tacoma, like I'm in a rental Tacoma right now, but you have certain Tacomas, most of them actually, you bring them in right now and you leased it 3 years ago, you probably have at least some equity in that car. Not all the time, but sometimes. So if you were over your miles a little bit, chances are the equity could actually eat the miles back up and you're probably okay. That's in some cases. Obviously there's an appraisal and stuff like that goes into that. Sometimes it might be zero, you just never know. But regardless, you just kind of, if you're over miles on your lease, you plan on going over miles on your lease, there's a few things that you can do. So first thing that I would do is, you know, obviously if you're my customer, if you're in the Nashville area, or even if you're really not, but you can actually reach out to me at buyatoyotanashville@yahoo.com, buyatoyotanashville@yahoo.com. I can actually answer some of the questions for you, but what you want to do is reach out to your salesperson, reach out to, you know, dealership. You know, let's say you're 6 months shy and you're right at your miles and you plan on either turning it in and getting a new car or just turning it in, right? So what you do at that point is take it to the dealership if you're, you know, really close, and realistically 6 months early, probably get out, ain't gonna hurt you too much, if anything, right? If you're way over your miles and you're just kind of worried about where you're going to be, and you got a year, 2 years left, maybe you want to do the same thing. But just realize that you don't have to wait until the very end of a lease to start kind of pursuing what you plan to do. Now, there are some people that just buy it out, and I've had some people 2 years in go, I know I'm already over my miles, I'm just going to buy it out now because I don't want to worry about my miles. Realistically, you didn't have to worry about your miles anyway, probably, if that was your case and you plan on buying it out. But that's fine, you can buy it out whenever you want to, for most leases, right? So, but just kind of giving you guys some information on what you should do if you are just massively over miles on a lease. So hopefully that helped you guys. Steve Welch, Beeman Toyota. You guys have a great day. Talk to you soon.